Hello, thrifty friends. It's Darlene the artist, and I just wanted to go over some of the stuff that I have been picking up at thrift stores and garage sales for my booth. This is about 3 kind of hauls of stuff and miscellaneous. I went up to San Marcos to hang out at the river this last weekend, and we went into Lockhart and some other places to look for fun things. And so I went to the Goodwill there. I went to another thrift store that's close by my house that really I found all this Halloween stuff. So that was really lots of good finds. Now, if you're wondering why I would be buying so much glassware and such, I was told by the lady that glassware and such was selling at the booth. So I kind of piqued my interest into what types of things might be selling or if it's for the upcoming holiday. But I thought what I would do, since when I go into thrift stores, a lot of times there's just so much glassware and stuff for sale. I mean, it's just going to landfill, I'm sure, because there's just so much stuff. So I really like to see if there's a way for me to upcycle things that there's a lot of in the world and a lot of things that are getting thrown away. So I'm a little bit of a dark or witchy or cottagecore kind of look. So I was thinking maybe with these kitty cats that I would paint them black and kind of upcycle them. I could also add some flowers or different cute things to them as well to make them a little more kind of like black cat witchy looking. I found this cool hocus pocus stuffy, and I like to get stuffed animals for my booth because I know a lot of women are shopping with their children, and that will kind of maybe drag them into my booth for the kid to want to look at something like that. And their price is pretty low, so I mean they may want to like buy something like that for their child if they're behaving themselves, while they're shopping. I also found 2 brand new Nightmare Before Christmas runners, which I thought I could upcycle those a little bit just so they're not looking, I mean, it is Disney, but I mean, they're sort of made in China things. So I like to maybe do a little something to everything that I get. Not always. Like, these cups are so awesome and cute. I just went ahead and bought them. They were like $2.98, which was a little bit expensive for a mug, but they are a set. It's just things to kind of catch the eye to bring people into the booth and kind of hopefully get them to stay longer. The problem with this little tiny booth that I have right now, I think, is that there's not a lot of room, not a lot of stuff. People can easily walk by it without stopping and looking into things a little bit more. So it really is a booth that is going to have to be changed out pretty quickly, which I'm a little bit behind, but I'm going to try to get down there this weekend to put more things in. I found these other Day of the Dead things at the thrift store. And of course, right now the thrift store is anything Halloween or Day of the Dead is probably $2 to $3 more than normal. So I really am going to be making like pennies, $4.99 for these. I mean, what am I going to get for those? Maybe $15. It's a Max Studio, so I mean, it's not like a really creative brand. I probably will take off the new tags and just tag stuff. So, I could add, something onto these as well, just to make them a little more my own. These ones will get some succulents added to them, so that, it'll kind of add a little greenery. I found this cute witch, please, and cat mama. The holidays, since they're coming up, I probably will, start buying things that would be Thanksgiving table. This is a anchor hawking, glass gravy bowl for $3. So I'm going to be putting some transfers on this stuff. I've got a tutorial for the transfers as well that you can go back and watch if you'd like to do them yourself. And you know, these plain white dishes are great for transfer, like a little soap dish or just a little ring dish. These are also, there was not a set of 4 of them, but they can each be individual pieces. And these, I try to find, you know, sets of glassware because I think it's harder to find a set. And then they'll all get same transfer. These guys were Crime Mafia shot glasses. They are a little faded in the back, but it could possibly make a good little gift for women that are maybe looking for something for a guy. I don't know if anybody cares about Three Stooges anymore, but I just thought it was kind of a cute black and white sepia toned thing if there is somebody, maybe a grandpa or something like that. I'm always trying to think of like what people might want for themselves or somebody else. It does seem like a lot of my thrifted items that have been painted or upcycled, people are buying those things, and I think it's just because they're very unique and very different, not something you can buy commercially. So putting that little bit of effort into making something a little bit more than maybe what it was when you bought it, because I mean, it's not always just about antiques. I mean, especially not for me. Mine are art, you know, going to be art pieces. Like something like this is really cool. I mean, if I were to add maybe some crystals or something hanging from the bottom, you know, that'll kind of get that looking a little bit more like I made, you know, added to it. This one I thought was cool, really rusty, but kind of gothic looking with the red. I'll be adding things to that, hanging off of it as well. That was pretty good, like maybe a $3 find. Then these glass deals, I don't know, they might be pretty common, I'm not sure, but I did add some, let's see, where's the little light switch? To edit that out. So adding some little lights in there, I think makes those really cool. Those won't be able to stay on, unfortunately, because the battery will run out, but I think people will see that they have the little thing kind of connected to the back, or I can leave a little sign that says, hey, I light up, check me out. Don't know what this is, really a felt piece, very interesting. I did have this extra because I always, you know, even though I try to do mostly recycled stuff, I do love the Dollar Tree Halloween. And so I go over there and get some stuff from them just because I really enjoy it, and it's stuff that I keep and use from year to year. I can also, you know, add those things to used things to make things more upcycled. This is a pretty cheapy owl decoration, but you know, I'm going to definitely do something fun with him. I'm gonna make him look a lot nicer and you know, maybe not such a country dude. We'll see what happens. This is a cutout, probably handmade deal. I don't particularly like this style, so I'm going to take what's there and make it cool and collage and add things to it. I kind of thought of putting this cat face on there, and you know, she might get a hat or some more roses and different types of ribbons and stuff. Just a nice little mold, handy mold, but I can use that for clay. This is like a really cool old vintage broom. I feel like I saw those before, but that'll be a good decor piece. And of course, this little stool I think was around $5, and it's really sturdy and in good condition. It's not necessarily an antique, but painted up with new fabric. That should definitely sell. And then this one with the kitty, it works, and it's got kind of a nice shape on this so that I could paint that all up. See, you can see that I've got like a billion ideas, and it's probably like weeks of work, but apparently I think I'm going to be getting this done in a couple of days, so we'll see how that goes. So the other things I pick up that are new would be like, these were on clearance at Pop Shelf for, I think I got these for like $1 a piece or something, and they're so nicely wrapped. I can wrap them a little cuter even. And I've been picking up candlesticks, just different miscellaneous ones, so I can like put those up for sale. I could decorate those and paint those, and then you know, have these as a companion for like maybe $4 or $5. This was from just all kinds of different thrift stores out in the country. I found these cute little girl photographs for a couple bucks, and this really cool tintype, which will be wonderful to take more photographs of these, or just, you know, it's an antique. I don't know why they were selling this for so cheap, but it's just a pretty little lady in a cool frame. That should sell pretty good. And of course these I think these are called tooled leather purses. I got one in a garage sale, one in a thrift store. I've got some extra belts and stuff. I can make that one into a purse, but these are vintage, probably like from the 60s. This leather right here is just really nice. So take that weird button off and put something else on there. This was kind of a cool find. This one's probably something I'll sell on eBay. It's a cashmere brown sweater, and this color of brown is like really in right now. It's super soft. It actually does have the real rabbit fur, and it says Angora, and that's a very vintage looking brand, and I think it's in a large, so that's good. It's a good size, so I think I paid a couple bucks for that, so hopefully I'd like to get 40 or 50 out of it, maybe on eBay. We'll see. I'm not doing clothes in the booth. My booth's too small to hang, so I'm just really hoping that the stars are gonna align for me, and I'm gonna be able to get a larger booth so I can actually display some of my furniture with that. Otherwise, right now, that little, what is it called? Oh, my spice rack sold over there this last week that I made. I had a tutorial of that online if you want to see that one, but that was nice. I sold that for $40, and that was a pretty quick flip. Just fun stuff. Again, with getting ready for Thanksgiving, because it's just going into October now, so things that are cooking. And so my idea for all of these glasses is to put these inkjet water slide decal transfers, and I've gone into Canva and made some cool designs. This type of black and white should look good and blend really well into the anything that's white. I'm not sure about clear though. And we'll have to do some testing. And this is, you know, there's 5 set of cups. This was a 4 set of cups. I thought that one would be good on these blue ones. And then these colorful, I think it's called Mucha. It's a Parisian artiste from the early 1900s, very famous. Now I do scatter the internet for images. I try to use things that are copyright free as much as possible, but I mean, when I went to art school, I was told that if you change up an image at least 50%, then you can call it your own. It's also called in art terms, it's called appropriation. Okay, I don't know why I said it in a weird voice. But, you know, this is a cat face, and then I've combined it with some Art Nouveau clip art. So, I mean, I don't know. It's my design, somebody else's design. You can have your own opinions on that. I just think that in this day and age, it's pretty hard to like claim something as your own or not your own. Everything's already been done, blah, blah, blah. Just my opinions. I mean, I'm not making $1 billion off this stuff, so I'm just kind of doing it mostly for fun and have some cute stuff in my antique booth. So don't really feel like I'm wrecking somebody's career necessarily, but I don't know. I'm sorry if I am. I'll try to be better. So this 50th anniversary, I'm not sure if I'll be able to cover this, but I've seen these plates a lot. And I mean, what, you know, when somebody passes on, I mean, what do you do with it? I mean, you can keep it, I guess, maybe. Are people staying together 50 years anymore? I don't know about that. But great if you are. I mean, my goodness. I mean, I'm already at like 20 years. So, I mean, you know, sticking with that dude anyways. But if I can cover that, I mean, this is so cool. So much gold on it. And the roses, I think a black and white image would look really cool on that. Here's another, you know, just really cute vintage, very old plate. I think that will look nice with kind of maybe a, you know, pretty crisp image. You can kind of see something like that would be kind of cool too. This brand right here, I love their designs. They're very boho chic. That says love the moment. It's like inspirational. It's called Natural Life. It's a clothing line that's kind of a catalog, fairly expensive clothing, boho chic. But I mean, if you could afford it, yeah, it's just really cute stuff. So every once in a while I'll find something like that. And people that buy that brand might, you know, if they look at that, they'll be like, oh yeah, I love Natural Life. So these also, I think these glasses are crystal and etched because you probably can't see this in the camera, but this one has a little bit of a purplish color to it. And that happens to old crystal glassware that like maybe one of them was sitting kind of in the sun, or maybe, you know, which is weird because there's only one of them that has that purple tone to it. But that's how you can kind of tell that if it has that purplish tone to it, that's crystal. So I will mark these as crystal etched. And I thought that they're, you know, the shape of them is kind of, or, you know, has it very organic. I thought, you know, she would look good on those. So that'll be 4 of those. And then these guys here too. And I usually just pick up, you know, extra Halloween stuff because you're basically setting the stage and having, you know, showing people a very curated view. I mean, gone are the days where you can just throw a bunch of stuff on a shelf. I mean, people want the ideas as well as just the stuff. So, you know, I'm really kind of showing my brand in a way. So the inkjet transfers I did get on Amazon, and I can put a link for that. I am not very, I know how to use Canva and the technology of it because I used Photoshop. I would not be the best person to try to give you a tutorial of that, but I'm sure you can go into ChatGPT and learn how to, you know, kind of mismatch stuff together if you'd like to, or there's probably people on the internet that have classes and tutorials. And it's a good thing to take because I do feel like I use that a lot for flyers and all kinds of things. And I enjoy, it's kind of like, you know, collaging with the computer. So you'd probably do that in ChatGPT now too, at least one image at a time. It'll create something for you for whatever genre you're looking for. So the next thing I'm gonna do is gonna be the washing. I've got just kind of soapy dishwater. I use Gooby Gone to get off any of these. There's a lot, you know, all the stickers and things. I need to wash all this stuff and get any of the, you know, price tags. Please make sure to remove your price tags because it's so embarrassing if you find a, you know, this is $1.99. I'm selling it for $15, you know. But just kind of going through and making sure and touching up everything, making sure there's nothing with any kind of marks or damage, you know. Sometimes that happens. I do a pretty good job of when I'm buying things, I make sure I touch all the edges, the bottom, you know, the bottoms. And I am noticing right now, I don't know when that happened, but there is one little chip right there. I might be able to file that and put some glass paint on that because it's black. So if not, then that kind of sucks. Because these like 2, 4, a six pair. So check out my video on how to do the inkjet water slide decal if you'd like to do a set of things or decorate something boring at your house and make it special. My booth is at the Hidden Treasure Barn in Royce City. This little quail. I've got a rabbit taxidermy that's in there right now. So once that sells, then I'll bring that one down too. You can see I've put that kind of pot base on the bottom, and then it came with this. It probably could use a little bit more interior love to spice it up a little bit, so this doesn't look quite so vintage, but it's not bad. So thank you so much for joining me, and we will see you in the next video. Bye bye.